Coming off Battle of the Belts 7 and a victory over the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer. We're joined by the reigning AEW International Champion, Orange Cassidy, and he's got the gold to prove it there. Look at that, the international title. That's got to be heavy. That's pure gold, Mr. Cassidy?
Yeah, it's pure gold, and it's very heavy. It's why I keep it in a backpack.
You got to do it. You can't even wear it around your waist. It's too precious. You have, I understand you have more than 100 million views on YouTube. So welcome to the show. No pressure here.
That's true. That's true.
So you're the international champ, huh?
I am the international champ. I used to be the All Atlantic Championship, but then I had to fight Jeff Jarrett in Canada, and we leveled up the championship to the international championship. Because
why not?
Why not?
Demanding being a champ?
You know, I live my life by one simple rule, and that's whatever. So when people challenge me for the championship, I accept, because that's what a champion should do, should fight. So that's what I do.
All right. We're talking about future challengers for your belt, for your title?
I'm sure they're out there. It feels like right immediately after I get done defending it, like I did this past Saturday against Lance Archer, where I'm still very, very sore. It feels like somebody just is right there waiting to challenge me, and I am very tired.
I definitely want to get into the match from this past weekend. That entire card was incredible. But first of all, you said you've been the international champion since October, 9 months, and I just read that your victory on Friday was your 26th successful defense, which is an AEW record. What do you think about that?
I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't think about that. I just take it as it comes. You know what I mean?
Take it as it comes. Next challenger up. You're very much making a name for yourself in AEW. People are getting more and more familiar with who you are. So how do you feel the fans have reacted to you during this title run?
I think it's something that my fans, or fans of me, have been waiting for. I think they a true fan of mine knows what I can do and when I can do it, and I think they were all just waiting for this title run to happen. And my fans are extremely important to me, and they are the reason why I am the champion for this long. You know, professional wrestling is a very we rely solely on the fans, and I rely on them heavily. So as long as they keep supporting me, I'm going to have to keep fighting big guys like Lance Archer.
One of the things I've noticed is that every Wednesday when I turn on AEW Dynamite at 8 o'clock, 90% of the time, I'm going to see Orange Cassidy. That's appointment viewing to a lot of people right now, and that will really affect your fan base, I would think.
Yeah, and obviously, and you know, it's not my decision. Somebody else.
But they're putting you in that slot just all the time. You're there, 8 o'clock.
I mean,
flattering?
Yeah. It's just very tiring. It's tiring.
I understand. All right. So next question. I want to make sure I get this correct. So I want to get it right. You're billed from being from wherever, but aren't you from Jersey?
I mean, I'm billed from wherever because I've been so many places. But yes, I spent a portion of me living on this earth in New Jersey.
Now, the reason I ask is I personally, I am from Bloomsbury. So
okay.
I think you probably know. Are you from Greenwich in Warren County?
I'm around there, and I definitely jumped early in my life. I definitely went down to the Bloomsbury. What is that? The creek?
Yeah, right along the Musconetcong River.
Yeah. I used to jump out of a tree during the summer when it was hot.
And that's one of your best memories from being out there. They just had some terrible landslides out there in Warren County. The governor was
Oh
in
yeah.
the county yesterday calling for a state of emergency out there. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I remember. No, I don't have any thoughts about flooding. Much.
So I'm in my yard in Bloomsbury on Saturday morning thinking about this interview, thinking about how do you go about getting into the ring with somebody who outweighs you by 120 pounds? And I'm trying to visualize an opponent, and my mind comes up with Lance Archer. And then that night, that was the exact same matchup. So how do you go about presenting a match that looks like a mismatch and knowing that you're going to put in like 15 minutes like you did on Saturday?
Unfortunately, my entire career has been based off me being the smaller person in the ring. So I had to figure out ways to take out these very, very large people, um, obviously, because everyone's way bigger than I am. And I've had to adapt certain tactics to um, overcome those things because uh, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't figure it out. I also take advantage of everybody else around the ring. Like I don't know, a guy named Jake the Snake Roberts
I have a
was
question about him
ringside
as
for that.
well.
All right, well then I'm going to stop talking and then you can tell me.
I'm sorry. All right, Mr. Cassidy. One more question on the Lance Archer match. I noticed there was a moment where Archer threw you into the corner and you're lying there and you looked at Jake Roberts, who's a legend, obviously. This was before the DDT on the floor. What were you thinking there, if you remember that?
I remember being in a significant amount of pain, and I remember looking over and locking eyes with Jake the Snake Roberts. And then I didn't know this could happen, but my soul started to be in pain too, because looking into Jake the Snake Roberts' eyes is something I never thought I would do, and it then just everything hurt mentally and physically.
He's that much of a personality. That is incredible. Yeah, Jake Roberts, absolute legend. You've been wrestling for almost 20 years or so. Can you tell me about your time in Chikara and Easton, the King of the Trios tournaments?
Yeah, all those early memories are very hazy. Uh, I was definitely hanging around with Chuck Taylor and Drew Gulak, and I think there was also like a swamp monster running around. All those everything before, a couple of years ago is very, very hazy for me.
Well, the last 4 years has just been amazing for your entire career, your whole run in All Elite Wrestling. So, more recently on the big stage, you've been coming to the ring to Jane from Jefferson Starship. Bret Michaels just had Jefferson Starship on tour with them in New Jersey yesterday. So there's some connectivity there. Kevin Knight, who is with one of the local wrestling federations here, texted me and told me that Jefferson Starship was there. Tell your fans about your connection to that song.
It's a song that I've been using for a very, very long time. And when I got to AEW, obviously I couldn't use it because of, um, you know, it's TV. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the AEW actually ended up acquiring for me the Pixies, Where's My Mind? And I used that for a while, which is a very, very, that was, for my point in my career, that was great. But um, once the Jefferson Starship camp found out about the Pixies and how, what I was using, they decided, they were like, oh yeah, okay, Orange, we can let Orange Cassidy use that song. So um, it just feels good. It which is, this is going to be a weird thing. People usually want their entrance songs to like rev them up and get all pumped up for the match. When I hear Jefferson Starship, I get very relaxed and calm. Uh, Basically because I heard it in one of my favorite movies of all time, Wet Hot American Summer. So
Right.
that's what that song does for
It
me.
works so well, and it works so well for you, and your fans just love it. So this is a huge week for AEW and Ring of Honor here in New Jersey. Ring of Honor has a pay-per-view at the Cure Arena Friday night in Trenton, Death Before Dishonor. What are your thoughts on that card? I know it's been changing.
It has been changing, but Ring of Honor is always incredible, and it is very close to me right now. So I will definitely, probably, most likely be there.
I love what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. And then Saturday, AW returns to Newark for Collision. What are your thoughts on Collision so far?
I've been fortunate enough to go to a few of these collisions, and it is an AEW show. It's incredible. I mean, the Saturday Night Wrestling is back, and hearing Elton John every Saturday night before the show really brings a little smile to it brings a little tear to my eye.
You are a classic rocker to the core, aren't you? To the core.
I like all music, all of it.
Well, the last time you were in Newark was Full Gear back in November. You were in that 10-man tag team match, successful. So what do you expect from the crowd in Newark on Saturday night? You like the Newark crowds?
Yeah, I always think Chicago has the best crowds, but for some reason, when we come to Newark, especially the Prudential Center, it's still called the Prudential Center, right?
It is, yes. It is still accurate.
The fans are incredible, and they always come out, and there's always a lot of you, and it's always a really, really good time, especially in downtown Newark. It's like things close to New York City and all that stuff. So it's great. It's always good.
All right, I'll leave you just one last question. Any New Jersey wrestling memories for you?
I don't know. Like I can't remember
right?
what I did. I can't remember what I did yesterday. I remember sleeping a lot.
Hey, you got to get that beauty rest. You got some more defenses coming up. Really appreciate it. Orange Cassidy, the AEW International Champion, international prestige. And if you don't mind, as you show off that beautiful belt, look at the gold and the diamonds. It's shimmering. Orange, that's a lot of responsibility you're carrying. If you don't mind, I'd like to put on my glasses and give you the thank you for joining us.
Hey. Thanks.
Appreciate it, man. Good luck.